WHB in Kansas City.
WHB means world's happiest broadcasters.
Lively WHB Instant News.
Gary Mason reporting. Unemployment problem. The Missouri state government says unemployment in the St. Louis, Missouri area is approaching the peak of the 1958 recession. The number of jobless in St. Louis has increased nearly 47% since mid-November. Highway aid. Missouri and Kansas will benefit from the ahead-of-schedule release of federal highway funds designed to boost the nation's sagging economy. Here's George Wiley with the story.
Kansas will receive $9,022,000 and Missouri $18,915,000 in federal highway funds that are being released ahead of schedule to stimulate the economy. With the addition of these sums, Kansas receives $36,950,000 and Missouri $79,085,000 in federal highway aid for the entire fiscal year, which ends next June 30th. Along with President Kennedy's announcement of the ahead-of-time allocations came requests for the states to speed up road construction.
Aid to Cuban refugees. President Kennedy has ordered into effect a $4 million program to aid Cuban refugees from the Castro regime who are now in this country. The money will come from mutual security funds for the remainder of this fiscal year, which ends June 30th. The relief program will be under the direction of Welfare Secretary Abraham Ribicoff. The end of a dream. The rebel captain of the Portuguese liner Santa Maria, Enrique Galvan, has given up his dream of a seaborne revolution against Portugal's dictatorship. Galvan accepted asylum in Brazil and formally surrendered the Santa Maria to Brazilian authorities in ceremonies aboard ship late this afternoon. The owner's agents said they expect to get the ship back tomorrow. Quick action. Labor Secretary Goldberg says President Kennedy's bill to provide additional jobless payments to unemployed who have exhausted their benefits will go to Congress on Monday. Goldberg said he's delighted with arrangements being made for quick handling of the bill. Cut back. The auto industry is preparing to lay off nearly 80,000 men for 1 week to slice production rates. Unsold on the floors of the nation's car dealers are more than 1 million 1961 cars, one of the highest inventory figures in auto history for this date. More bad weather. 2 huge storms have dumped staggering loads of snow, sleet, and freezing rain on much of the eastern half of the nation. One whipped snow into the east from the south, the other crippled sections of the Midwest with falls that ranged up to a foot in depth. The number of storm deaths reported during the day rose to 16. The Weather Bureau says it foresees no fundamental change in the high-altitude wind patterns, which have produced a severe winter in the east, a mild winter in the west. The director of the Bureau's long-range forecast said more of the same sort of weather seems in prospect for all of the month of February. Tragedy in Belgium. 7 bodies have been recovered from a sea of black mud after a towering slag heap collapsed in the Belgian hamlet of Moulin-Sous-Froran. Authorities said 26 persons are still missing. New Congo violence. A battle has been raging throughout the day in the Congo's Kivu province. Pro-Lumumba rebels ambushed a UN unit and refused to cease fire despite orders from rebel headquarters in Stanleyville. 1 UN soldier was reported killed, with 4 others missing. Congolese casualties were reported to be much larger. Solution search. The United States has undertaken a widespread search for a Congo solution, which might possibly include release of the leftist deposed Premier Patrice Lumumba. A State Department spokesman said diplomatic consultations on the subject have not been conducted so far with Moscow. Cuban purge. Fidel Castro has ousted about 120 of Cuba's judges, whom he charged with counter-revolutionary activities. The purge was carried out with no opposition. It was aimed at removing the last obstacles to rule by decree rather than rule by law. Bus accidents. 2 persons were killed when a Trailways bus hit an icy spot on a highway near Woodbury, Tennessee today. About 12 were injured. 14 were injured when a Greyhound bus skidded on a slippery pavement near Zion, Illinois, and rammed into a toll collection abutment. Here's WHB's award-winning Sound Off. Mrs. E.B. of Kansas City writes, before the city officials force more taxes on us, we'd like some city benefits. We were annexed 4 years ago, and we don't even have street lights to help walk up the streets without sidewalks. And now a look at the Whb radar weather eye.
Partly cloudy tonight and Saturday. Mostly cloudy by Saturday night. A little warmer tonight and then somewhat warmer tomorrow and tomorrow night. The low temperature tonight will be near 16 degrees. The high Saturday near 40. And the low Saturday night in the 20s. At news time, it's 24 degrees. Humidity 61%. The sky is partly cloudy. Wind northeasterly at 10 miles per hour.
Calling all motorists. Be on the lookout for a stolen car of the following description. A 1959 blue...
Here's WHB's Hot Car Report.
Here it is, a stolen car description. And this car has been stolen in Greater Kansas City in the last 24 hours. If you happen to see this 1959 Chevrolet Corvette, then you be sure to call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. Now, this car was stolen from the address of 6320 Truce last night. This is a white 1959 Chevrolet Corvette. It had no license on the car when it was stolen, or else we don't have the license number here. So that's it, a white 1959 Corvette Chevrolet stolen from 6320 Truce last night. If you happen to see it, call the Kansas City, Missouri Police and report it to the Automobile Theft Bureau. In 19 minutes before 6 on News EQ time on WHB, here's George Wiley.
Bob to play News EQ on WHB. This hour for $2 silver. We have Greta Thomas of 5216 Macanani in Shawnee. Greta, are you all set for your question?
I hope so.
All right, this was on our last newscast. You'll have 10 seconds to answer. Attorney General Robert Kennedy paid a social call today on Congressman Howard Smith. Smith is the chairman of what committee in the House of Representatives?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, I heard it.
Think real hard. You'll have 10 seconds.
He went through the snowstorm. Oh, it wasn't the, House of...
A quick guess, Rita?
I can't think of it.
Well, the 10 seconds are up. It was the House Rules Committee. We're sorry you missed
Rules?
it. House Rules Committee, yes.
Oh.
We hope you'll try again on Music Q and have better luck next
I
time.
will, thank you.
Thanks for playing our game.
Here's the big news. You can buy the house that Jones built in Kentucky Hills. GI, no down payment, as little as $19 closing expense.
Roy, did you hear the news? No down payment and $19 closing expense in Kentucky Hills.
Oh, Ethel, quit kidding. I wasn't born yesterday.
Roy, you can. I just heard it on the big news. GIs can buy for no down payment and as little as $19 closing expense in Kentucky Hills.
Ethel, you can't. Those are prestige homes. 3 bedrooms, full basements, everything.
Roy, she's right. In Kentucky Hills, you can buy a home with no down payment, as little as $19 closing expense. And you're right when you say prestige homes. They're priced for as little as $13,100. Better hurry up there, Roy.
Okay, I'll grab my hat. I gotta see how C.W. Jones gives so much for so little.
They're heading for independence, where they'll get a heap of living in the house that Jones built. Now 24 Highway to North Liberty Street. Turn north 1 mile to Kentucky Hills. Don't delay. Limited time only. Yeah, you're right, you're always right, and I'm always wrong.
Is that right, dear? 17 minutes until 6 WHB time, 27 degrees in Kansas City. Into the teen portion of the Top 40 survey this week. The number 19 tune is Buddy Knox's recording of Lovey Dovey.
Here's 710, yours truly, WHB, with the weather.
Partly cloudy tonight and tomorrow, mostly cloudy tomorrow night. It'll be a little warmer tonight and then somewhat warmer tomorrow and tomorrow night. The low tonight in Kansas City will be near 16 degrees. The high Saturday near 40. And the low Saturday night in the 20s. Right now it's 27 degrees downtown.